here, there are 6 morning habits that can make all the difference in stopping and reversing the decline of GFR to protect our precious filters. When someone discovers they have kidney problems, there is always one thing that takes priority: avoiding spending the rest of their days tied to the big D machine. Achieving that is not easy, unfortunately, because the more advanced the stage, the faster the decline of the precious filters of the body is going to be. But it doesn't have to be that way. Science says that we can stop this decline and that we can avoid being tied to the big D machine in all the stages. Yes, while this process was considered inexorable just a decade ago, we know now that there are things we can do. There are certain habits that can make a huge difference when it comes to protecting the precious filters of the body, no matter what stage of CRF we are in. Okay, let's start our morning habit with a perfect breakfast. A breakfast that really nourishes the precious filters of our body. And I'm not exaggerating here. There are foods that can make a difference because they will help improving the flow of nutrients from your arteries to your precious filters. Like, for example, beet. Oh, I love eating beets or beetroots depending on where you live. And this wheat root is so good for your circulation because it is incredibly rich in nitrates. Your body converts nitrates into nitric oxide, which in turn relaxes vessels and increases flow to organs and tissues. If you want your GFR to improve, you want to make this one a regular on your table. Another food with incredible properties: blueberries. Blueberries and strawberries contain flavonoids, which help dilate arteries, reduce plaque buildup, and increase flow of nutrients in the capillaries. Remember, that's exactly what we want to achieve with our perfect breakfast. And also consider tomatoes.
What?
I bet you guys already know that tomatoes are on the avoid or limit lists of many websites. But did they ever tell you how good for you this incredibly misunderstood food actually is? Tomatoes may help reduce the activity of angiotensin-converting enzyme or ACE, which causes blood vessels to constrict and to increase pressure. Have you ever heard about ACE inhibitors? They work just like that. They reduce the activity of angiotensin-converting enzyme, and this directly opens up your vessels and improves arterial flow. Studies note that tomato extract can inhibit ACE, reduce inflammation, and disrupt platelet aggregation, and that's amazing for better circulation. Another food with amazing properties: walnuts. Walnuts are particularly healthy for the filters of the body because they are very rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Walnuts actually are one of the best plant-based sources of omega-3s, and they are also packed with nutrients such as vitamin E and L-arginine, which works to promote your body's production of nitric oxide. This is why nuts can help you lower your pressure as well as reduce inflammation. Just don't overeat them. To get the benefits, you only need to eat few nuts per day for breakfast. Okay guys, look like we have some fruit and veggies we can easily add to our breakfast to turn it into a good habit. And there are some more things you can do to put your well-being in the first place every morning. Start your morning with a cup of coffee. Many people consider coffee not so good for you, but they are wrong. Black, unsweetened coffee in the morning is actually a good habit if you drink it in moderation. Science link moderate coffee consumption to lower risk for heart problems. Also, people with T2D may benefit from coffee because it helps processing sugar better. And coffee can also give you more energy in the morning. Now the best part, you can use that extra energy to exercise first thing in the morning. Morning workouts can lead to eating better, feeling more awake, and having an overall better day. So take advantage of the morning motivation to help improve your GFR. Exercising regularly is the most efficient way in the world of protecting you from hypertension, high sugar levels, and cholesterol. Many people don't know this, but that exercising is also associated with less acidity in the body. Another great way to improve your GFR. Remember that even walking more often or taking the stairs instead of the elevator is a great way to start. Just be regular, and then intensity doesn't matter. Another good habit you can try, especially if you need to lose a few pounds or to improve with T2D, is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is an excellent way of losing weight if you need to and to improve a long list of metabolic markers. A recent trial is even showing that intermittent fasting may be used, at least in certain people, to reverse T2D. Now, intermittent fasting is not just skipping breakfast. It will only benefit you if it's used to restrict caloric intake in a controlled and well-planned way. Something that will help everyone. Journaling. On the road to improve your GFR, one of the best tools you can use is a personal journal. If paired with the other good habits of today's video, it may give you incredible results because now you will see clearly where you are going. Because, for example, the effects of exercising are impressive when it comes to lowering your pressure. And knowing exactly how much you are improving is just as important. Obviously, you can also keep track of other levels such as glucose levels, your food intake, your weight, and more. This is an excellent way of seeing what works. Now, to put this together, you can try a morning routine. Morning routines are not for everyone, but that doesn't mean you can't manage to create one. To do that, you will need to free up 1 hour every morning. Consider what good habits of today's will be more useful for you and put them together in your morning routine. Your perfect breakfast, your morning exercise session, your journaling, they can all part of the most productive hour of your morning. Remember that these good habits will have a snowball effect on your well-being. When you start doing one small thing that takes some willpower, it will have an effect on other things you'd like to change. Self-discipline is like a muscle. Make it stronger and you'll have more willpower for other things. And there is a good habit that's as easy to start as taking just 1 tablet before breakfast. And there is a good habit that's as easy to start as taking just 1 tablet before breakfast. Okay, this is more of a supplement, but its effect combined with that of the good habits we just saw will give you incredible benefits. Number 4, take berberine to lower your creatinine levels. Okay, let's talk about berberine. This is something I always recommend for those with type 2 diabetes or T2D in short, but it can be extremely useful for anyone with metabolic conditions. First of all, because berberine is incredibly helpful for those who need to lose weight. In my opinion, it's one of the very few supplements, maybe the only one, that really works as advertised in this regard. This is what a review of 12 studies proved. Researchers were able to observe a significant decrease in body weight in test subjects taking berberine. Researchers believe that berberine works so well because it inhibits the growth of adipose cells at the molecular level. Now, the thing about berberine is that it is usually paired with certain other supplements to enhance its properties. Someone wanting to improve their HbA1c levels and to fight T2D may want to pair berberine with baobab leaf extract, for example. This combination is also known to work better than berberine alone for weight loss. Some studies also shown the ability of this nutraceutical formula, as they call it, to completely normalize glycemic status in people with T2D. And this is extremely helpful for your GFR because maintaining the right weight is directly linked to less stress on your precious filters. Now, my advice if you want to try this incredible supplement is to get informed about it. Good habit number 3, take care of cholesterol. Another risk we want to take care of is cholesterol. Being able to control it every day means directly protecting the precious filters of the body. Science says that if you want your GFR to improve, you need to keep total cholesterol below 200 mg per dl and LDL below 100 mg per dl. Never let high cholesterol levels go unnoticed. This is not just a cause of atherosclerosis, a condition in which your organs progressively stop working. It's also a constant cause of damage to the glomeruli, the filtering units. Guys, keeping cholesterol levels under control is a must if you are going to improve GFR. And while the good habits of this video will help with cholesterol too, the best natural way of improving is a supplement called red yeast rice, or RYR in short. What is red yeast rice? This is a supplement that's born in Asia and that's now very popular all over the world. Today, many people are using RYR to avoid taking statins because while taking a statin such as Mevacor or Altoprev is an effective strategy against high LDL, it comes with several unwanted effects. On the other hand, RYR can reduce LDL levels by 26% in just 8 weeks without the unwanted effects associated with statins. Guys, lowering LDL by 26% is a result people can only get with statins. No other supplement comes even close. By the way, RYR is one of the few supplements on earth that was ever studied as a way to actually repair the damage inside the glomeruli and nephrons, which is really impressive. There are many studies confirming that it really works, at the point that pharmaceutical companies patented active compound of this supplement and turned it into one of the most used medications today. Now, what can be even more powerful when it comes to protecting our precious filters? Our number 2 for today. This supplement was used in 22 studies involving almost 1,000 people in stage 3, 4, and 5 of CRF. They were found to have significantly lowered their creatinine levels. Number 2 is Cordyceps. This supplement is quite amazing. It's totally worth turning it into a good morning habit. In a large study, people with CRF stage 4 lowered their creatinine levels by an incredible 18.3% in just 3 months by taking Cordyceps. This basically means an all-around improvement in the functionality of the precious filters of the body. Now, what not many people know about Cordyceps is that its main benefit is not to lower creatinine levels. Cordyceps is incredibly powerful when it comes to stopping proteinuria. There are several ways you can take Cordyceps. You can take the extract, or you can use the fruiting bodies to make tea, which I personally really love. So if you want to know more about this incredibly powerful supplement, watch my video up here about it. Time now for what is probably the most powerful morning habit you can start. This good habit is proven to lower sugar levels and improve insulin sensitivity. It can lower pressure by up to 9/5 millimeters of mercury. It can even fight high cholesterol levels. I'm talking about number 1, taking garlic on an empty stomach. Garlic has some amazing properties for people with CRF, all of them backed by science. Garlic could effectively help you get rid of a hypertension medication, and this is key to lowering creatinine. But it also helps with sugar levels, with cholesterol, and with inflammation. Taking garlic on an empty stomach every morning is probably the best morning habit in the world when it comes to lowering creatinine levels. Remember that garlic needs to be prepared in a special way if you want it to work. The active compound in garlic, allicin, is not present in the clove itself and only forms when the clove is cut or crushed and then left or rest for at least 10 minutes. You can also add olive oil and parsley to improve allicin bioavailability and decrease the odor. And by the way, have you tried my garlic smoothie? This smoothie doesn't just have a wonderful taste, it also makes garlic even better. In this video, the 5 fastest supplements in the world to lower your creatinine levels. For more than 10 years now, I've been helping people overcome one of the most underestimated and dangerous conditions of our times. In my career, I've been asked this question a lot of times. Catherine, what's the fastest way in the world to lower your creatinine levels and protect your kidneys? When it comes to protecting the precious filters of the body, there are just a handful of supplements that really work. And there's even less that will be able to achieve a noticeable result in just a few weeks. This is why today I found the 5 fastest ways to lower your creatinine levels, and I've put them together in a top 5. Starting with our number 5, this extract is supported by a large body of evidence. A review of studies was published to show the world that people with CRF in stage 3 to 5 can greatly benefit from this supplement. Number 5 is red sage. Red sage is also known as Salvia meteoriza or danshen in China, where this supplement originated and where it is still used as the number 1 way of helping CRF naturally. Red sage is also used in the US. Actually, it was the first supplement coming from TCM to be approved by the US FDA for those with a heart condition and CRF. It really works, by the way, and studies confirm that it can lower blood pressure by 10 points or more. Now, the reason why red sage made it to today's top 5 is its incredible creatinine lowering property. And it was thoroughly studied for that. We are talking about 32 studies involving 2,264 participants, all in stage 3 to 5 of CRF. This large review found out that participants had on average 0.6 milligrams per dl reduction in serum creatinine levels. In these studies was also observed a significant improvement in GFR, the main indicator of kidney function. And as I was saying, some of the studies involved in this meta-analysis saw results in just 2 weeks.
Wow!
Others lasted way longer, by the way. Now, from a practical point of view, red sage can be used orally, as you can see from my slide on screen right now, or by injection. This last method was what they used in the study mentioned. So my advice here, unsurprisingly, is to consult your nephrologist or a naturopath if you want to try this or any of the supplements in today's video. A question before we see an even faster way of lowering creatinine levels. Why is it important that the results are fast? Because while what we actually want is to protect the precious filters of the body on the long term, seeing fast results is extremely important. First, for the benefit an improvement will have on your mental well-being. Imagine how happy you will feel knowing that at your next appointment, you are going to have a better GFR number. Second, because it will tell us that what we are doing works. And that's extremely important because CRF has many different causes and many comorbidities that may make results uncertain. So focusing on ways to improve that are proven to work fast may actually be a very wise strategy. Our next entry now, this is something everyone will benefit from. This is not just a fast way of lowering creatinine levels, it's also an essential mineral many people are deficient in. Number 4 is selenium. Selenium is an essential mineral just like magnesium or zinc, for instance. Now, what's so special about selenium is that a deficiency in this mineral has been linked to a faster decrease in GFR even in the general population. Now, deficiencies are so common, studies were able to link supplementing this mineral both to a rapid increase in GFR and also to a whopping 13% decrease in creatinine levels. Now, since we are ranking the supplements in today's video by the number of weeks they can give you a result, consider that this study was able to produce this very significant result in just 6 weeks. Incredible! And researchers believe that supplementing this mineral may lower your creatinine by directly lowering inflammation and oxidative stress. And one of the reasons this mineral is so useful for us is our soil. We used to get plenty of this essential nutrient in our food, but the soil is so depleted now that getting enough selenium is a concern even for the general population. Actually, a low intake is found in most developed countries, and it's associated not just with a faster decline in GFR, but also with increased cardiovascular mortality, increased inflammation, and with ED in men. Following a plant-based diet is another reason why you may have a low levels of this key mineral. Now, while supplementing selenium may be a valid strategy, there is one food that's so rich in selenium, eating it makes supplements redundant: Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts are not very easy to find, but many well-stocked grocery stores carry them. They taste really good and are a great snack. Now the best part, there is almost more selenium in one of these than in one of these. And it's very bioavailable too. Now, selenium was also tested in a combined formula with coenzyme Q10. Researchers believe that these two nutrients together may give an even more effective result in terms of lowered creatinine levels. This study was conducted on 215 individuals, of which 117 individuals received active supplementation with selenium and coenzyme Q10, and 98 individuals received a placebo. Their GFR was, on average, 61.4 before starting. After 48 months, the drop in terms of creatinine levels and consequent increase in GFR in those taking that supplements was very significant. They had, on average, a GFR of 75.4, which means a drop in creatinine levels of 22.8%. Now, this is a pretty amazing result, one of the reasons why I usually recommend to supplement both selenium and CoQ10. However, the reason why this combination isn't higher on today's top 5 is because the subjects were on average just in stage 2 of CRF. But we also know that some of the participants were in a more advanced stage and they had an improvement too. However, our number 3 seems to be even more powerful, especially because it was tested in more test subjects in stage 3 and 4 of CRF. In just 6 months, GFR of the participants jumped from 36.74 on average to 43.62. This is a decrease in creatinine levels of 18.70% in just 6 months. This incredible supplement is number 3, grapeseed extract. This supplement has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties so powerful it can effectively fight the decline in GFR in all the stages. Grapeseed extract, or GSE in short, is a supplement made by removing, drying, and pulverizing the bitter-tasting seeds of grapes. And grape seeds are incredibly rich in antioxidants. They are one of the best sources of proanthocyanidins in the world, and these polyphenols have some amazing benefits. Now, this supplement is more used in people suffering from swelling today. GSE is often used to treat swelling thanks to its ability to improve arterial flow. And most importantly, it can lower creatinine levels and improve GFR. Now, seeing an improvement in GFR in people in stage 3 and 4 is way more impressive than seeing one in those in stage 2. GFR is supposed to decline in these more advanced stages. This is why GSE is so impressive. Now, the only reason why GSE isn't higher on today's top 5 is the small number of participants it was tested on. This is a fairly recent study, which means that there will be more in the future. And while this powerful antioxidant is considered safe, there are supplements that were tested on way more participants, like our number 2. Our number 2 is not as fast as some of the other entries of this video, but it's more powerful. It was used in 22 studies involving 1,323 participants to lower creatinine levels in an incredibly effective way. Participants of the study were able to achieve on average a reduction in creatinine level of minus 21.39 micromole per liter. This is a reduction of 0.24 milligrams per DL, by the way, and many of them were in stage 5. And this was observed in most studies in just 3 months. Number 2 is astragalus. Now, what makes astragalus extremely powerful is its ability to help those in the advanced stages of CRF. In a smaller study conducted on 35 participants in stage 4 and 5 only, the decline of renal function was reversed in just 3 months after starting astragalus. GFR of the participants started to improve immediately, and in just 3 months, it was a whopping 10.3% higher than it was before taking astragalus. Again, all the participants were in stage 4 and 5, and they were basically able to recover 10.3% of their kidney function in just 3 months. And they also had a significant drop in creatinine levels, since creatinine and GFR are both markers of renal function. Now, astragalus seems to be especially useful for those with diabetes. Studies found out that this root can have a significant positive impact on insulin sensitivity. And our number 1 is even more incredible. This is a supplement that can make a serious difference in all the stages of CRF despite the cause of the issue. This is possible because this natural substance directly binds to creatinine and other uremic toxins in the intestine, preventing them from reaching the precious filters of the body. I'm talking about number 1, acacia fiber. Acacia fiber is the gum that's naturally exuded by the acacia tree. The reason why acacia fiber is interesting to us is its ability to actually absorb uremic toxins in the intestines. Since creatinine is a uremic toxin and acacia fiber directly removes it, it's clear that this is a powerful way of helping our precious filters. And this is something I recommend in all the stages of CRF because it really helps. And if you want to know more about acacia fiber, there is a link down in the description where you can buy it from a very trustworthy brand. And if you want to see how to add it to a tasty smoothie, my video up here is for you. In this video, the banana and acacia creatinine lowering smoothie. Drink 1 cup every morning for 5 days to start seeing your creatinine levels drop. I've been helping people suffering from kidney problems for more than 10 years now. And today we will see how to start lowering your creatinine levels in just 5 days. We will try an amazing smoothie to protect the precious filters of the body. A vitamin that directly removes excess sugar with great benefit for everyone. And also a superfood that takes care of uric acid, one of the worst dangers, and more. If you start one of these habits every morning for 5 days, you will be able to see a result fast. Yes, achievements like reversing the decline of GFR have now been documented in literature. And for some CRF sufferers, all that it takes is just one good habit a day. Let's start with a smoothie specially formulated to directly lower your creatinine levels. How is this possible? Some of the foods in this smoothie have diuretic properties to help you flush out creatinine. Some others will directly absorb creatinine, protecting your precious filters. Let's make it now! Oh, what a beautiful smoothie! And I bet it tastes great also! Each part of this smoothie will help you, and nothing here is by chance. Starting with ginger. This is a superfood with some of the most helpful benefits. Ginger is mostly known for its anti-inflammatory benefits, and it can also relieve nausea that's often associated with CRF. It helps improving insulin resistance, and it also helps with fluid retention. Yes, this really is the best friend of your precious filters. This is why you want to make it a regular on your table. Let's add a 1-inch piece in the blender. You don't need to peel fresh ginger, just wash it. Next, sunflower seeds. Oh, now, sunflower seeds are not just a great source of fats essential in a smoothie, both for the taste and for slowing down carb absorption. These small seeds are the best source of probably the most underrated essential nutrient on earth, vitamin E. Vitamin E is a vitamin that you are not supposed to supplement as per today's guideline, and that's not the easiest to get in a way of eating that's suitable for CRF either. But there is a reason why you want more of this vitamin. A recent review of studies. Researchers found out that CRF sufferers with a high intake of vitamin E were able to significantly reduce their creatinine levels. Yes, these small seeds are not just very tasty, they're the best source you can find of this essential nutrient. Just 1 ounce or 30 grams of these seeds will give you a whopping 37% of all the vitamin E you need in a day. Sunflower seeds are also rich in magnesium, great to lower hypertension, and in a compound called chlorogenic acid, which has sugar-lowering properties. Now, some people will tell you to avoid seeds because they are rich in phosphorus. But they are wrong, says science. Studies found out that we absorb less than half the phosphorus from plant-based foods. This means that these seeds will only give you around 40 milligrams of phosphorus per portion of this smoothie. So don't worry about that. Up next, something you will see today in one of my smoothies for the first time ever.
Wow!
An unripe banana. Bananas are another one of those foods that were unfairly demonized for too long, but they are great for you, no doubt about it, especially when they are unripe. You see, while ripe bananas have a medium-high GI, unripe bananas contain more resistant starch instead of sugar. This resistant starch doesn't raise serum sugar levels and may, on the other hand, improve long-term insulin management. Yes, this will help you control your sugar levels. And what about potassium? Just like for phosphorus, the human body absorbs less than half the potassium in fruit and veggies. So one banana has around 400 milligrams of potassium and we are going to use half for 2 servings. Should you be worried about 50 milligrams of extra potassium? Probably not, since current KDOQI guideline for those with CRF clearly states that potassium from foods doesn't actually raise serum potassium. Yes, it's funny how the human body works. And I know that for some people, knowing that the guideline for dietary potassium changed completely may be a bit of a shock. Next here, celery. This is one of the foods with the highest nutrients to calories ratio in the world. Celery is very low calorie, but what you will find in abundance in celery are nutrients with exceptional properties. Some of the antioxidants and natural compounds in celery are so powerful they may have a significant positive impact on your well-being. Celery has long been used as a natural way to get rid of toxins. Today we know that thanks to a phytochemical known as phthalates, celery may act as a natural vasodilator and fight hypertension. Let's add 1 medium stalk to the blender. One special ingredient here, acacia fiber. This is not really a food, more of a supplement, but I really recommend you try adding this one. The reason is because acacia fiber alone can make a serious difference in all the stages of CRF, despite the cause of the issue. This 100% natural substance directly binds to creatinine and other uremic toxins in the intestine, preventing them from reaching the precious filters of the body. Acacia fiber is so effective in removing creatinine, it was used in 8 test subjects with ESRF who wanted to avoid being tied to a machine. Instead, they were given acacia fiber. It worked so well. Some of them were able to avoid the Big D machine for years. After that, more research showed that this natural substance can help in all the stages of CRF, so consider adding it to your regimen if you aren't using it already. More info about it in the description, by the way. Now, what I usually do with acacia fiber or other forms of soluble fiber is pre-mixing with a glass of water before adding it. So let's add 1 level tablespoon of acacia fiber to a glass of water and mix it well. Then let's add the contents of the glass to the blender and blend everything. Ooh. Let's taste it. Wow. I really like it. It's zesty, spicy, and good. Day 2, the anti-sugar vitamin. Okay guys, this was our first day. If we aim to significantly lower our creatinine levels in just 5 days, every day we need to tackle a serious issue in the most effective way. This is why, during the second day, we are going to take care of excess sugar, the #1 metabolic problems in the world. Excess sugar is one of the most dangerous toxins for our bodies. Everyone suffering from type 2 diabetes or T2D in short knows that very well. What not many people know is that there is a little known way to get rid of it. Recent study confirmed that there is one vitamin you can use to decrease the quantity of sugar the body absorbs at each meal. Now, this is way more important than people realize. Everyone knows that added sugar intake is linked to weight gain and T2D. But did you know that sugar is also one of the major causes of hypertension? Sugar directly leads to inflammation all over the body. It causes bad cholesterol levels to rise and directly damages many organs in the body. So to help solve this problem, the nutrient we can use is thiamine or vitamin B1. Now, thiamine is something people with CRF are usually recommended to supplement in small amounts. But when taken in a large amount, thiamine also seems to offer a little-known property. Thiamine is so powerful in getting rid of extra sugar in the body, it can be used to protect you from the complications caused by T2D. Now, if we consider that kidney damage is a complication of T2D, you may easily understand why this nutrient is recommended. In one study, thiamine was used to completely reverse early CRF in people with T2D. Test subjects in this study who received thiamine for just 3 months saw a return to normal urinary albumin excretion. This means that their CRF actually regressed. Incredible! Researchers believe that one of the reasons why this works so well is the tendency in those with T2D to be deficient in this essential nutrient. Now, if you want to try thiamine for T2D, remember to keep your sugar levels monitored regularly. Third day, we are going to take care of uric acid now. Today, third day, we are going to take advantage of another little-known way of improving our creatinine levels, removing excess uric acid. Most people don't know this, but there is one food that can easily get us rid of this dangerous score. Question: why should you be taking care of uric acid? Never underestimate the danger uric acid poses. Never underestimate the danger uric acid poses. This toxin can crystallize inside joints and organs, causing pain and even damage to our precious filters. 1 out of 10 people with CRF have gout, which is caused by uric acid, but many more than that have uric acid levels out of control. It's a common problem we want to take care of naturally. This is why during the third day we are going to benefit from a very efficient way to get rid of excess uric acid in the body. This is turmeric. Turmeric is your best friend when it comes to fighting chronic form of pain. This superfood has shown incredible pain-relieving properties, and it's also a great way to fight the inflammation in the body. What not many people know about turmeric is that it can be a lifesaver when it comes to lowering uric acid levels. Yes, curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, can reduce uric acid levels. This is what several studies found out. Now guys, if you want to try turmeric as a way of improving GFR and decreasing uric acid, consider that you always need to pair it with black pepper. This is why my recommendation here is to try golden milk. Fourth day. During the fourth day, we are going to employ a simple strategy to help our body get rid of excess water and sodium. There is a vitamin with natural diuretic properties that will really help. This is crucial to lower our creatinine levels because it directly helps our precious filters to perform better. And remember that getting rid of excess water and sodium is really helpful in those with CRF. Sodium retention directly causes hypertension. Removing excess fluids also means directly improving the filtrating ability of the nephrons, which reflects on an improved GFR and lowered creatinine levels. So be prepared for a tip that will give you instant results, both in terms of getting rid of swelling and in lowering creatinine levels. Take magnesium and vitamin B6 in the evening. If you have CRF in any stage, getting enough B6 is key to help the body get rid of excess water and sodium. B6 is used by the body for hemoglobin formation, metabolism, brain function, and it also regulates fluid balance. Studies found evidence that increasing B6 intake may directly help reduce water retention. In people with CRF, B6 levels are often too low. This can directly cause fluid retention. This is why taking this vitamin may help lower your creatinine levels. You can easily increase your intake of this nutrient by eating more foods such as pistachio, quinoa, sunflower seeds, corn, and Brussels sprouts. If you don't eat these foods regularly, consider a supplement. Now, if you supplement B6, consider taking it in the evening at the same time as magnesium. In fact, studies show that taking magnesium together with vitamin B6 can relieve issues such as water retention and swelling in the legs. Also consider that magnesium deficiency is very common in people with CRF and can cause hypertension. Foods rich in magnesium include beans, tofu, almonds, and cashews. Day 5. Time now to start taking care of one of the biggest causes of high creatinine levels. Solving this issue alone may be enough for some people to completely reverse CRF. I'm talking about high body acidity or metabolic acidosis. Question: is lowering acidity really going to lower creatinine levels? For the general population, it is almost harmless to ingest huge amounts of acid-forming foods such as meat, cheese, processed grains, sweets, and soft drinks. But if you have renal problems, eating too many of these foods will cause your body acidity to raise, and that's very bad for you. It's a cause of serious damage to the nephron and glomeruli. This is why, according to medical literature, someone with CRF should intake way less acid-forming foods than the general population. But how is this going to lower your creatinine levels? In a very large study, when people with CRF started to replace acid-forming foods such as meat and dairy with alkaline-forming foods such as fruit and vegetables, a miracle happened. Yes, some CRF sufferers were able to hugely lower their creatinine levels just by eating more alkaline. Now, this is a big topic, but it's absolutely worth getting informed about it if you want to lower your creatinine levels. This is why I've made a full video about it. It's up here, and this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless.